I'm Diane Mulligan.
And I'm Sarah Beatty.
And we're with M&C Communications. And this is our second vlog on our big idea, Pitch the Plastic for 2018. We are using the plan by the PRSA, Public Relations Society of America, which is RPIE, Research, Plan, Implement, and Evaluate. And today we're going to talk about research as we pull back the curtain to take you through what it takes to put together a great PR plan. So Sarah, what have you learned so far?
Sure. So I started out by going to, I just started out in Google and I said, hey, talk to me about plastic. And I put in plastic waste, plastic garbage, plastic in the oceans. So I ran a couple of different searches to see where I got the most hits. And unfortunately, there is a lot of information out there and it's not good. So I put together the research in our plans so that we have the documentation for all of that. But some of the things that stood out to me immediately in National Geographic, they have this really sad statistic. 8.3 billion metric tons of plastic has been produced, and of that, 6.3 billion metric tons has become plastic waste.
Wow, what percentage is that?
It is 91%. 9% has been recycled. So all of us, cleaning out our plastic and washing out our cottage cheese tubs and things like that and recycling, 9%. The rest of it is waste. And of course the waste eventually ends up in either landfills or the ocean.
Right.
So that's the big concern here, is the huge amount of plastic that's ending up as waste. Most of the growth in plastic production has been in the increased use of plastic packaging and single-use stuff. And we've got a couple of things here to show. I mean, we've all got these, right, in our desk drawers in our car. But this is the kind of packaging that we're talking about. You recognize this from going to Costco? And I love Costco.
Me too.
They have these gorgeous, big, juicy, fabulous apples.
Right.
And of course, they're trying to protect them and keep them safe. But what do you use this for? That's a single-use plastic packaging item. Now, I do have a use for that, and we'll get to that later. But a little bit more about the research in Forbes. These are two striking statistics. One is that globally, humans buy 1 million plastic bottles per minute.
A million.
1 million per minute.
1 million a minute.
1 million a minute.
Wow.
The second one, like we said up earlier, is 91% of all plastic is not recycled.
Right.
So it's going into landfills and the ocean. And this is such a big problem that out of the Guardian, it's because the Europeans are really working on this. So Brussels, the EU, is looking at clamping down on, they call it single-use plastics that take 5 seconds to produce. You use it for 5 minutes and it takes 500 years.
That's amazing.
To break back down again. So, here in Denver, we did some research, and the Denver City Council was talking about doing or the state legislature was talking about doing a plastic bag, a tax on plastic bags, that ended up not passing, but it's something that's definitely on the minds of people, from Europe to China to the United States,
right,
to right here in Denver.
Even in Breckenridge, in our mountains, you now have to pay if you go to the store, to the grocery store, and you're going to use plastic bags. There's a certain amount that you have to pay to use the plastic bags. So there are things that are coming along, but the most important thing is getting knowledge out of there. And what we really use the research for is to sit down and look at the numbers and see how we can develop a plan that's going to have impact. And so we really use the research to focus in on what we're going to focus on. And what have we decided?
Well, we've decided to go after the single-use stuff.
Right.
The stuff that you use one time and you chuck away. And most of the time, unless you're super conscientious, this stuff is going to get chucked in the trash, not in a recycling bin.
Right.
So we're going after the single-use stuff.
And straws. We talked about straws. Straws are huge.
Goodness. Not
Right.
only single-use, but think about if you sit down at lunch and they give you a glass of water and then a glass of iced tea, and maybe you order a, Arnold Palmer, or you order a, Diet Coke or something, you're going to get 1 straw per each of those. And then in the evening, if you go and have a cocktail, they're going to give you those little 2. I'm getting 2 cocktail stirrers in a drink. So it's astounding the amount of straws that you get, and of course those are single use. There's no way to use them again.
Absolutely. So the research that we've done, first we went online, we've also talked with people, and then we've really looked for a way to take the larger picture and narrow it down to what we really want to focus on. And even in the research, a million a minute is a nice, there's some really nice talking points there.
Yep.
The 5, 5, and 5,
Yep,
that's
5
a great
seconds,
one. The
5
5
minutes, 500.
Exactly. So it starts to help us really think about what we want to do. So for the next vlog, we'll be talking about how we actually put the plan together. And we're looking forward to hearing your comments. If you want to join us in Pitch the Plastic, remember you can go to MNC Communications with an S.com and sign up for our newsletter, or you can just tweet us, or you can Facebook us, or you can Instagram us, and we certainly hope you'll follow us and like and share what we're putting out there. So until the next time, we're looking forward to seeing you, and remember, pitch the plastic.